men are surveyors. They're collecting data to help create maps that will be used when planning a new grocery store and shopping mall. They're not only interested in the size of lots, but they are also gathering information about the elevation of the land. All of these things will be important when architects plan the new buildings, parking lots, and roads. Elevation is how high an area is in comparison to sea level. Here is a map that shows the elevations of hills and valleys in a forest preserve. The lines are marked in feet above or below sea level. See how they are connected to show all areas with the same elevation. There are many kinds of maps used today. Travelers use road maps to plan trips and locate the best routes for vacations. Boaters use marine maps, called charts, to navigate through waterways to avoid areas with shallow water and other hazards. Pilots use special maps to locate airports and submit flight plans. Meteorologists receive information from weather satellites that help to show weather patterns. The meteorologist then uses this data to inform the public about current conditions and even to give forecasts for days to come. Maps are used to help people get around in cities, and maps at zoos and museums help visitors enjoy their day. The Earth has been mapped in many different ways throughout history. Maps are designed to assist. They are easy to carry, and sometimes we can even fold them correctly. Maps can be designed to show details of a certain location. A globe is a true representation of the Earth. The land and water masses on a globe are the correct size, shape, and distance from each other. Cartographers, who are people who make maps, devised ways to transfer the information from a globe to a flat sheet of paper. One of the most common maps is a Mercator map. In the 16th century, Gerhardus Mercator made a map projection with the use of a transparent globe with a candle inside. He placed paper around the globe and then traced the shadow made by the lines on the globe projected by the light from the candle. He designed this map to help sailors as they navigated the oceans. This was very useful in the days when most navigation was done with the help of a sextant and a compass. The sextant is used to find a ship's latitude and longitude based on the altitude and position of stars and the sun. Though it was very helpful to sailors, there are a number of problems associated with the Mercator map. The biggest problem with this map is that areas far to the north and south are stretched out. Look how big Greenland appears on a Mercator map. It appears to be about the size of Africa. Africa is actually 15 times larger than Greenland. Antarctica seems like a huge continent, when in reality it is only a fraction of this distorted size. This can be very misleading information. For instance, today, we don't need a world map for navigation, but it would be good to use a world map to get a feel for how countries relate to one another. The size of a country with respect to other countries would be important information. In 1983, a German cartographer, Arno Peters, drew a world map that correctly shows the land areas of countries. Notice that when you view this map, it looks wrong to us. We are so used to seeing the Mercator map that this new map designed to show the countries by area looks incorrect. Shape isn't correct, but area is. Notice that when viewed with correct size, it's clear that when we read of problems feeding people on the continent of Africa, we can better appreciate the difficult challenge posed by such a huge area. There are other kinds of map projections. The conic or Lambert's projection uses a cone-shaped paper that is placed over a smaller portion of the Earth. The distortion won't be as severe because the cone touches a smaller area than the Mercator map. The problem is that we are trying to take a sphere and represent it as a flat surface. There is no way to correctly show all parts of the Earth on a flat surface. However, when we are concentrating on smaller sections of the Earth, a map can be very effective. For instance, road maps do an excellent job of representing distances between cities. Maps are drawn like we are looking down on an area. The view is referred to as a bird's eye view. It's like the view we have from a plane, or in this case, a hot air balloon. Just as there are different ways to make maps, there are different uses for maps. A political map shows the boundaries between states and countries. Capitals and major cities are often shown. Another common map is a physical relief map. Different colors are used to show the elevation of the land. The high and low areas are shown as colored areas. Usually, dark oranges and browns indicate mountains. Yellows depict hills and uplands, and greens mean lowlands. Different shades of blue are used to show water depth. A key or legend supplied with the map would indicate what the symbols on the map represent. Here is a population density map. Each color represents how many people live within a square mile. Maps also have a compass rose to indicate the direction of north and the other cardinal directions. If north is up, then east is to the right, south is down, and west is to the left. Maps have a scale, so you can determine distances between places on the map. The scale is given in miles and kilometers. To use the scale, simply take a piece of paper and mark your starting and ending points. Then bring the paper next to the scale and calculate the distance in miles or kilometers. Sometimes an inset is used to show the location of a more detailed map. Notice how this inset shows the location of the countries in the map on the globe. Maps use latitude and longitude, just like globes. Some maps are organized with an additional grid system to help identify the location of specific places. You can look up the name of a country or city, and a code is given, such as C5. To locate the exact location of the place you're looking for, you would put one finger on C and a finger from your other hand on 5. Then move the fingers in straight lines until they come together. Of course, if you need the ultimate in pinpoint positioning technology, you need a GPS system. It stands for Global Positioning System and was originally developed by the Department of Defense for military needs. Through the use of satellites, the system is capable of determining exact positions anywhere on the planet. Boats, planes, and other vehicles use the system to identify their locations or to determine the best route to a destination. GPS receivers were used during the construction of the English Channel Tunnel. British and French construction crews started at opposite ends. One team started in Dover, England, and the other started in Calais, France. The GPS system enabled them to meet exactly in the middle of the channel. A handheld unit can identify where you are located and even tell your altitude. Maps have been used throughout history to help people find their way and to understand their planet. Maps continue to provide valuable service and will continue to improve as new technologies enhance their effectiveness and use.